You've mentioned the lost cause a few times. What was the lost cause? Who created it, and what did it claim?
The lost cause is the Confederate memory stream of the war. And let me just say very, very briefly, I think there are four main ways the generation that experienced the war remembered it. The one remembered by the most people would be the majority of white Northerners is what I call the Union cause, in that the greatest outcome of the war was putting the nation back together. It's also good that slavery was killed. That's important. But the most important thing was putting the nation back together. The emancipation cause memory of the war is, yes, it's a good thing that the Union was saved, but the most important thing is you killed slavery. You got rid of this monstrous institution that had mocked that language in the founding documents. So those are both winners' versions of the war. The Confederate version, the Confederates are in a tough spot. How do we make something palatable out of this catastrophic decision we made in 1861? We'll do this to save slavery, and 4 years later, slavery's dead, and a third of all our white military-age boys are dead. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, it wasn't about slavery. Let's pretend it wasn't about slavery. It was about high constitutional principles. It was about state rights.
State rights.
As opposed to central authority oppressing
Right.
people.
Right.
And second, we never could have won. It was a hopeless fight against long odds, and so it was a gallant effort in pursuit of constitutional rights. Okay, that gets us off the hook there. And who are we going to look to? Should we talk about Jefferson Davis? No, we didn't even like him during the war. I know who we'll talk about. Let's talk about Robert E. Lee. He won victories against the odds. So these are kind of the main tenets of the lost cause. It wasn't about slavery. We never could have won. There's no loss of honor in losing a battle you never could have won, but that you waged for high constitutional principle. And let's talk about Lee, because we don't want to talk about Jefferson Davis, and there's almost no one else to talk about except maybe Stonewall Jackson. Those will be our two boys that we talk about the most. And that is basically the short form of the lost cause. The fourth way that people remembered, and this came a little bit later, was the reconciliation cause, where this is kind of white Northerners and white Southerners agreeing not to talk about slavery. Don't talk about emancipation. Let's talk about shared American virtues of courage and so forth.